Guys, so welcome back to another Football Saddos video. Today we are joined by Dan, as always, and our guest speaker, Bucket Hat Sam. Link will be in the description. And if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe, both to our channel and to Sam's channel. Today we're going to be doing a preview about Spurs versus West Brom, seeing as we have a Spurs fan and a West Brom fan.
You wouldn't guess it, but
yeah, I think he's just too attached to Pochettino that he's wearing his PSG
honestly,
top.
I can't find either of my Spurs tops that I have here at this place.
He's probably in the bin by now.
I'll find them for tomorrow. Look, they're in my bad books right now, all right?
Anyway, some team news. No Harry Kane, but he is back in training. No Dele Alli, no Lo Celso, no Reguilon, who is, they're all out the game. Kane, Spain without the S. Just pure pain. And for West Brom, they had a good transfer window. They brought in Ainsley Maitland-Niles from Arsenal.
He's definitely scoring a winner. You know it's going to happen. You just know.
You never know. He might be starting. He might be not. You never know. But also they brought in Okay Yokuslu. I might have butchered that, but I hope not. That's a loan deal from Celta Vigo. He might play. He had some problems with his visa because he signed on quite late. So that's sort of some team news for you. So, Dan, Spurs have been slightly rocky recently.
Only slightly.
I will say, Jose Mourinho, when he was at Chelsea, he referred to Wenger as a specialist in failure. Do you think that maybe that's the only title he'll have at Spurs from now on?
I think that's a bit disrespectful, lad. He's still like one of the best managers in Europe.
You're teasing me, you naughty.
I'm just teasing you. What do you think of his performances recently?
Shocking. Look, I'm not. I've said this to you privately. I'm not completely Jose out. I'm at the same time I'm not particularly Jose in. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle because I don't think it's all Jose's fault what's been happening. I think the players have been disgusting in their application.
You have had a good transfer window though. Reguilon, Bale.
I thought you meant the January transfer window. Like
no.
Yeah, but the problem is, and the thing
if you carry on doing that, that would be really nice. Just don't sign any players.
What's been magnified more and more as the season's gone on, and I didn't think it was that bad originally. I know we signed Rodon, but we needed a top centre back. Like you know, it gets thrown around a lot, but it's been reported that Jose wants his own Van Dijk, someone to have kind of like a Ruben Diaz. Level effect that he's had at City, which is funny because we were in for Ruben Diaz. Apparently everything was agreed. We just didn't pay up. And you see more and more how the defence is costing us. But at the same point, we're not doing anything going forward. We're not scoring goals. Yeah. So it's a shambles all across the pitch. And part of that's down to the players' application. But also equally, a lot of that's down to Jose's tactics. I mean, if there is any, I don't see what tactics there are. It's just defending and lumping it up consistently. I'm fed up with it, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm not completely Jose out, but it very much I'm getting vibes from the end of Pochettino. I'm getting those vibes, and funnily enough, in the last however many games, I think it's like last 15 or 16 games, it's the exact same record of Poch's last 15, 16 games, which is scary. But if anything,
you have got to the League Cup final though.
I honestly think that could be a lifeline for him. I don't know whether Levy would part ways with him. He's wanted him for years, and obviously he's finally got him. He must be treasuring that. But I definitely feel he's got some money in the bank from getting to a final. But the point is, I don't see us winning that final, at least with how we're playing now. So I think the next couple of games, including this one, could potentially say things about Jose's future at Spurs.
Of course, and obviously we can ask you all the Spurs questions, but Sam, do you think maybe Spurs have been too reliant on Harry Kane? Obviously, he drops deep into that number 6 role. We always talk about false 9, the Bobby Firmino type of role, but Kane drops even to the defensive midfielder position. Do you think?
Mate, he drops a centre back.
Centre back. I mean, there you've got your centre back now.
Complete footballer.
Do you think Spurs are too reliant on Son and Kane?
Yeah, it's a shame because I watched is it Vinicius? I watched him at Benfica last year, and I saw him score a hat-trick, and I saw big things from him, and he was brilliant over there, and I watched him a few times. And I've got high hopes for him, to be honest, but it's a shame that players only like him with Llorente, the backup striker at Tottenham, only ever gets a chance if Kane's injured, and they never really. It's always a struggle for them to get someone in, because why would anyone play as a backup striker for Kane? Because you're never going to get any time. And for me, the big problem is you're never going to have any confidence, are you? Because as soon as Kane's back, you're going to be dropped.
You're out the side,
you're always going to be on the outside.
even against like Brighton, I think you started Son up top.
He didn't start a striker.
Just a little stat for you guys. West Brom have failed to keep a clean sheet in 13 Premier League away matches.
I just want to say quickly, literally, I think it's before like every one of our last games, you keep seeing stats. Things like Brighton haven't won a home game all season. They win a home game against us. Jose Mourinho hasn't lost 2 home games on the bounce in his entire league career. He loses 2 league games on the bounce. We're just breaking all the records with Jose, but the wrong records, the ones you don't want to have.
To be fair, you say that. I read a stat earlier that Tottenham haven't done the league double over West Brom since 2011, 2012 season. So there's a stat that could go in your favour.
I'd love to get that one.
It could be.
See, the thing is, I feel like winning here has to be the absolute bare minimum. Because if we don't win here, like I said, I genuinely feel like the next couple of games might decide Jose's future. If we lose to West Brom, and then obviously it's depending on the FA Cup games. If we go out the FA Cup, there's another cup just out of the picture completely. Like I said, I think it could spell the end for him potentially.
I will say, at the beginning of the season, Spurs were very hopeful. Maybe they could win the title, but it's got to the point where I think you're going to start having to look down rather than up. Arsenal might finish above you. We were laughing about Arsenal being relegation sides.
They just lost.
We've
got 2 games in hand over them, but I don't trust us to win those games. That's the problem. How have you felt about Allardyce since he's come in?
Well, that leads me on to the next question is, what do you think of Allardyce's start? I actually have your recent sort of four fixtures. So you beat Wolves 3-2, which I thought was a spectacular
that was a great game.
10 minutes. Of like 4 goals. No.
They were very good that game.
I don't mean it that way. I mean it's sort of like one team scores, the next team scores, the next team scores. Not kind of like you were good for 10 minutes and that. Lost to Blackpool on penalties in the FA Cup. Lost to Arsenal 4-0 and then lost to Sheffield United 2-1. I mean, I could ask, are you happy with his results? But you're not. So what do you think? What's going wrong, basically?
Well, where do I start? The big thing for a lot of West Brom fans was they were fuming after Bilic drew with Man City and got the sack.
Yeah.
But I've mentioned to you in private, the main reason why is because the owners are trying to sell the club at the moment. And he wants 150 million. And if we get relegated to the Championship, he's not going to get that money. So he got in Allardyce, the man who supposedly keeps everyone up. But I do think this is too big a job. It's still the Championship side, really. In January, we've brought in a lot of players, but he's quite late. We've brought in players like Snodgrass, who I think Snodgrass is a brilliant signing. Somebody who's got, I'm trying to think of the right word. He's a good player.
He's got Premier League experience.
Premier League experience is what you need.
He's got a good left foot.
Yeah, and he's got, But no, I think the real problem is for West Brom fans. It's just, we all wanted to see a style of football. We had the Pulis era, and then we got relegated. Under Bilic, we started playing football again, and fans were happy, and we got promoted, and then we started playing passing football. And we got picked out, really. We were doing like a Norwich where you still tried to pass out from the back, and everyone was beating us, really. And we're not good enough. And I think a lot of West Brom fans are kidding themselves to think we are a good enough side to stay up. When you look at our side, there's probably only one player anyone would really want to take if we get relegated, and that's really Pereira. It's the only player I'd look at our squad.
Great player.
He's a brilliant player, 5 goals this season, and he's looked brilliant in the last few games. But
got a good free kick on him.
Yeah, he's got a good free kick. I think it's 3 of his goals now outside the box now. He's a brilliant player, and I do think he's too good for us. And I think it's only 8.5 million we bought him for in the summer. So other than that, really, Conor Gallagher, I know you'll be happy.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you think of Conor Gallagher? He's obviously on loan from Chelsea.
Is he fit for the game?
I've heard positive stuff from when Bilic was around, but then I heard that when Allardyce was going to come and take over, we may see Conor Gallagher's minutes sort of go down. What do you think of his time at West Brom so far?
Well, at the start, I absolutely loved him, and it's his birthday today, by the way. I know he's not watching on his birthday
Fair
anyway. He's not going to answer
scoring tomorrow, isn't he?
No, he's a brilliant player. And under Bilic, and I saw his duel, like a percentage of winning the duels. He was in the top 5 in Europe at one point, and he wins everything. He drives the team on. He's good defending, attacking wise, but I do think he's not really an Allardyce centre mid, is he? He's not big enough and he's not wide enough, really. And that's why we've got in other players. Like, he prefers a Livermore kind of player, which is.
Has he been starting under Sam?
No, he's been dropped. He's coming off the bench, coming on for the last 15 minutes. I think
don't play
against
tomorrow.
Sheffield United, he played at left mid when he came on. It's odd, but I'm hoping after Sheffield United, he might mix up the side a bit, drop Livermore, get Gallagher in, 90th minute goal, nick a 1-0 win, maybe. That's the hope, really.
Yeah, so that kind of brings us to the end of the video. And as of every preview, do you guys have any score predictions?
Oh, you can go first, Sam.
Okay.
You go first.
I'm feeling quite confident about this, and this is the problem. I get my hopes up, and usually West Brom will just knock me down. But there's something about Tottenham at the moment where I do think they could be there for the taking. We like to sit back, and Tottenham do struggle against sides when they park the bus because they can't counter us, really.
We struggle against any side, mate.
I was about to say, yeah, I didn't want to hit you whilst you were down, to be honest. So I think we might nick a 1-0 win. I'm feeling quite confident.
Okay.
Or even a draw.
You were close last time because I think Kane scored in like the 90th minute.
When Johnston awkwardly, awkwardly came out and he just lifted over the top.
Doherty, all he's done here, unfortunately.
So,
look, this is me being positive right now. 1-1. I don't see us winning. I don't see us winning any football match the way we're playing, and especially like I've heard rumours Kane might be on the bench, but unless he potentially comes on and scores, even then we'll probably be 1-0 down. I see 1-1. Vinicius finally getting his first Premier League goal, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles to score.
Fair enough. So that was your Spurs versus West Brom preview. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. We'll put Bucket Sam's link to socials in the description, and we'll catch you for the next video.